I have a resolution moved and seconded that the minutes of the closed session meeting held on May 14th be approved as presented. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. We have the minutes of our previous meetings. We have a resolution approving the minutes of the public meeting held on May the 14th as submitted. Any errors or omissions? All in favor of the minutes as presented? Approved. Motion's been moved. We have a resolution moved and seconded that the minutes of the council meeting held on May 14th is approved as presented. Were there any errors or omissions? Yes. Councillor Peacock?
Thank you. I just had a question with regard to the LRMC alternate appointment. Dan, did you just say it was just that one time or you're good for it all the time? I just didn't know if it was something that perhaps if there is a time that you aren't available to attend, if it just be automatically given to the mayor on the acting mayor.
No,
Okay.
it has to stay to one person.
Okay.
Be too confused.
All right. No problem.
So
I,
he's good with it.
oh, okay. Okay, good.
So any,
Thank you.
any errors or omissions? All in favor of the minutes as presented? Moved. Any discussion on any of those minutes? Yes, Councillor Peacock?
Thanks again. With regard to the new business that I had brought up, I just didn't know if anything further had been done with regard to that person proposing to use the ball diamonds for the yoga or whatever, because she's charging $110 a person, so I don't know where we go with use of our facilities without us knowing or how that works, or if we have a schedule for ball diamond use or things like that.
Wayne?
Currently, we don't regulate the ball diamonds at all, so we don't have any mechanisms to deal with that.
All righty. Any other items for discussion? Okay. The first item we have under reports of municipal officers is a specialist fees. We have a report, page 31 to 33, with a resolution that's been moved and seconded. It's open for discussion. Please, Councillor Biss.
Just for clarification, specialist fees actually cost incurred. How do you have any indication there at all? If somebody comes in, like how would you tell them?
It would be worded this way, actual costs incurred. So we would hire or send out an RFP. I'm not sure exactly how the process would work. But whatever invoice we got from them would be given to the developer.
So do you have no set? But depends how, okay.
Councillor Peacock?
Thank you. With regard to the plans of subdivision, it's my understanding that the Cooper Road application, that was paid to the LRPB, correct? Was it?
No.
It
Yes.
It
It was originally, I'm not sure, that's not part of this, all these funds were already in play. It was
Right.
only in the number or letter D that was added here.
Okay. Just a question. I'm just wondering, with further costs that will be incurred for that subdivision, if the LRPB was paid to accept the application for the Cooper Road,
It never was.
they weren't, okay.
It never came to our.
Oh, okay. I just wondered the additional cost, would they come to us? That's all.
I think I'm recalling correctly with this. That application did go to the LRPB initially,
Mhm.
and then it came to council. Are we going to charge them again? Because we became the subdivision approvers, and the council said no.
But yeah, it never actually was dealt with by the LRP.
That's correct.
Okay.
Just administrative cost.
So,
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions or Councillor Peacock?
I realize it's just for the specialist fees, but I just had a question with regard to, professional review of documents. Who's the professional and what type of documents and the cost of professional reviews?
If we have to have a lawyer, that's not enough.
Exactly.
So just leave it the way it is. That's the way it is.
Oh, okay.
Because
All
then
right.
we could go to cost recovery.
Yes. Yeah, for under specialist fees. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Okay, so I have a resolution that's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Then we have comments on the planning applications, page 34 to 35. We have a resolution that's been moved and seconded, recommending the comments that the planning department had in regards to the planning policy. Planning Act, I should say. It's very detrimental to our municipality if these things aren't changed. So thank you for your remarks. Is there any discussion? The resolution's been moved and seconded. Oh, Councillor Peacock?
Thanks again. I just feel that with procedure number 4, it says vexatious, frivolous, repetitive, unsupported, and implausible comments do not need to be addressed. Who makes the decision as to, like, these people elected us? They have, to me, it would be proper to acknowledge their letters, and what may seem frivolous to us could be very detrimental to their well-being or whatever, and I just think that this shouldn't be just wiped away and, put the letter in the file and be done with it. I think that it should be acknowledged.
Councillor Carey?
The letters aren't just put in the file, and ignored. They're taken into account every time we do a recommendation report. Council, receives the list of comments. They always get the comments at the public meeting. And then all the comments that we receive are taken into account when preparing a recommendation report for council.
Is it too much to ask to even just acknowledge their letters? I mean, most of them are sent by email. I think that in the past, and I'm talking years ago, when we had maybe 5 staff, they were acknowledged, and now we've got 12 in administration staff, and just a simple thank you for your response, or we acknowledge your letter, something.
Councillor Campbell?
So do we not already not have that as normal practice, that we acknowledge people's letters? The way I'm reading it, do not need to be addressed. There's a difference between saying thank you for your letter and looking into some silly, crazy conspiracy theory that has no merit. Like that would be addressing it, but acknowledging someone's letter is just simple common courtesy.
Yeah, this policy doesn't have anything to do with acknowledging comments. It has to do with commenting on them in reports. And as you just mentioned, if we had someone write a thing about the world is flat, so I don't think this development's going to work, we're not going to address that in the planning report. But
You would acknowledge the receipt.
to acknowledge it, people, thank you for your letter and so forth, we can do that type of thing. But one way to deal with that is just have them on the council agenda, because it depends on what happens. We can get sometimes, 100 and something letters, it could happen.
Mhm.
And then you have them bring them forward to the council meeting, writing everyone an individual thank you for your letter is sometimes onerous.
I have sent emails to certain organizations where you immediately get a response that says, we have received your correspondence, thank you. So that machine must do it automatically. And there must be a way that we can do it, at least through the email system, that if something is received, you just acknowledge your correspondence has been received. Thank you. And that's it. That's just acknowledge that it has reached that it's reached where it's supposed to go.
And right now, when we receive, like on a application for consent, if we were to receive public comment, we do acknowledge that we've received it by email. If
Right.
it's handwritten and delivered, then they know we received it.
Right.
But yeah, so they are getting acknowledgement that we've received it and that it's been put in the file and will be
Sure.
taken into consideration, but this is primarily about
You don't answer every
responding to
question
every,
then-
yeah.
Yes, no. Because sometimes you receive emails that are all identical, only signed by different persons and sent by different persons. Okay. That's right. We received your email, yes.
Yeah, the intent of this policy to reaffirm what has always been going on. When people send in the letters, yeah, there could be an acknowledgement, thank you. But we don't have dialogue with each recipient on their particular points, what they brought out, et cetera. What we do is we, bring this together, take a look at all of it, and then address the issues in the recommendation or other reports.
Council.
So this is just reaffirming what is done and what other operations to do as well.
Okay. So the motion's been moved and seconded, or resolution, I should say, has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. The next item is the 2024 agency levies budget versus actual amounts. It's under separate cover, and there's also 2 pages, 38 to, I don't know how far it goes here, to 40 with reasons for certain increases or decreases or changes in parts of the budget. So was there any questions of anyone on this? There's no resolution. There's just, this is for your information. Oh, Councillor Peacock?
Thank you again. Will we be receiving an update with regard to the NOHFC funding for the June quarter report as to where we're at? Because there were items on the NOHFC funding application that weren't included in the 2024 budget. So I'm just wondering where we're at with that funding.
If you wish, we can prepare a report for the NOHSC for the next council meeting.
Yes, this goes up to the end of March, so.
Yes, yeah, this will be for the end of June, June's
Okay.
report. And the other question that I had on page 39, 1296 and 1297, the explanation is the same for both. And so I'm just wondering what you mean by that. Was it 2 separate? And the 4th and 5th item down on page, yeah, I'm sorry, 2196, yes. Mm-hmm.
I haven't found it yet.
I don't know which one it is. Capital. I'm sorry, it has foam eductors with nozzles.
Yeah,
Is
so
what that's
both
changed.
so
So the
both items were ordered in 2023 at near the end of the fiscal year.
Mhm.
There were back orders on both items. They were not shipped and received and invoiced to us until 2024. So they were not in the 2024 budget as they were already ordered in 2023. So we will accrue them for the 2023 audit as part of the 2023 audit. And both of them were in the exact same situation. They were ordered within a couple of weeks of each other, so.
And just so everybody's aware, they were both under budget from the approved capital budget in 2023.
And then on page 40, it says a refund duplicate payment. Just wondering, did we double pay them? Must have.
Do you want to deal with
Go
this,
ahead.
Chris? So this is related to a Tyler Wade Contracting. We paid an amount that we had paid for them. We had paid them for work that they did on the heating. And we'd also ended up paying the original supplier. So that when that was discovered, Tyler Wade Contracting refunded us. But the original payment was in 2023,
23,
but we
okay.
received the payment in 2024.
And the one other question that I had with regard to the generator, are we finished with the expenses to that generator, and is it up and running?
Through the chair, we're still working on it.
Yeah, the report is written so that could be one or two. One other thing to look at is what the pay would be for this assignment. You can either have the minor per diem, the 157.32 a meeting, or the 314.64, the major per diem. Minor?
Nothing to read up on.
You may become responsible for ending speeding, though.
Well, then all the fast. Then we have the bylaw in regards to comments on planning application policy. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. We have one action item, which is the World Animal Protection from Toronto Zoo. And from information only, June is Seniors Month, the Provincial Day of Action on Litter, and Enbridge Keeping Energy Costs Down Act, and the Stanley Cemetery Weekend Notice, cleanup notice of June 15th and 16th. Any new business? Councillor Campoff?
So not new business, but it's not really new business, but I know I had a question from somebody who was dealing with the livestock wildlife compensation program. We recently lost some livestock, so I don't know. I'm probably better off just to have a chat with Wayne about it, but I guess they have had some challenges with coyotes taking calves, so I'll talk to Wayne after about it.
All right.
I think I can provide you an update. I've submitted a claim for 2 recent calves killed by a coyote to OMAFRA. So the process is underway. And it may take a few months before they receive compensation for them. But yeah, so last year was a banner year of compensation.
Yes.
It was much higher than budget, but anyway, so.
Good, thank you. Councillor Peacock?
Thank you. Just wanted to acknowledge June being Seniors Month, and most of us around this table are. I said most.
Oh, at rural 60, you can start at the age of 55.
Oh, there you go. But I have spoken to a representative from the Norwest Health group in Kakabeka, and they're really trying to continue working with the seniors and acknowledging them and offering programs to them. And I commend their efforts in that regard, and reminder that the program started there, but from 12 to 3 today, there is a function at the Legion. How did we do with the garbage collection with our volunteers? Perhaps Chris would have something.
So we did the attendance and provided that to the group that was spearheading that. The numbers were, I would say, 30% down from last year, 30% less than the inaugural year is the numbers that we saw.
One other question. Did we have any concerns with regard to the racetrack? I didn't receive anything.
No.
So no, okay, good job. And I just want to acknowledge the passing of John Copeland. So he was instrumental in a lot of our emergency services for a start. So thank you.
Okay, and Councillor Viss? Councillor Calvert?
Yeah, I just question for Public Works, Chris. Do you know what days grass cutting is done at the Ball Diamonds in Merle? Yeah, today? Okay. No, I'm just checking to see. Okay, yeah.
Sorry, we try to do it Wednesdays because a little bit of growth over the weekend and we get away with Monday, but the long weekend kind of screwed us up. And then we had a little bit of weather last week, so we got a little behind.
Yeah, I was just saying, no, that's good. And to do with that garbage pickup, I know we had people, a couple of people on our side road, actually, they went out and done it before we even get they didn't participate in the thing because they seen them picking it up and then everything was done. So they jumped the boat on it. So
That's
that was good.
Yes.
So to that point, it was spread over 2 weekends, which was different than the last time. So that's probably why we saw the numbers down a little bit. There was some people out 3 weeks early. And then I think our take up on people volunteering coming in the second week was way down. To your point, I think a lot of it was done the first weekend.
Right.
And the last thing, one of the constituents is very happy that had their driveway repaired. Culvert.
Good. Anything from any of our administration managers or whatever, anything new business? Yes,
Through the chair, we're very busy in Roslyn. Been getting some positive results, positive comments. Kakabeka, we are going to be in Kakabeka for a month starting on the 10th of June. So it's be busy around Kakabeka. Murillo should be wrapped up. Roslyn should be wrapped up by Thursday of next week. We should be done the whole project and moved on. So it's gone well considering we started Tuesday after the long weekend.
good, terrific. Yes, Councillor Viss.
Just one question to your operation. Bible Road, is that Highway 401? I was amazed when I went there yesterday, the width of that. I said, speeding, here we come.
So through the chair, I think the same comment was made in 2022 when we did from 25th to 130. It's the same width as the walkability issue that participated on the first stretch of Roslyn. We've carried that through to Vibert. We have the property. We are encouraging it's exactly 1 kilometer walk to the tracks and back. So it's a 2 kilometer walk. It has the same width as Roslyn from 25th to Vibert complete and then make the turn on Vibert. Unfortunately, we can't do that on the remainder of Roslyn Road, given some issues with property and such going on. And the scope of work in Kakabeka will not be that wide. Okay, but there was a conscious effort to make that walkability from 25th all the way through to Vibert because we did have the platform with very little houses along that area. And the speed will be posted at 50 in that section going forward. So it'll be 50 all the way from 130 through to Riddler. And up to the tracks.
It's impressive. When I
So-
Went over the track, I couldn't believe, what a nice job.
Yeah, so through, yeah.
It was 60, wasn't
It was 60 through the chair. We did have the platform width there. It has always been traditionally that wide with a narrow lane. So when you actually grade it out and take the grass off, that's what we had. We had the width, so we took advantage of that. So
Beautiful.
Good, perfect. Okay. We now have, confirming bylaw, moved and seconded to confirm the meeting that we have just held. All in favor? Opposed, carried. And we now adjourn today's meeting at 12:23 PM. AM, PM, PM. It says AM here on my thing, but it's PM. I hope to be in bed at 12:23 AM. All in favor? Opposed, carried. Thank you.